So let's start with this side of the board, the Advantage plans. So this is Medicare Part C, and it's a little bit of a misnomer to call it Medicare Part C because it's not actually provided by Medicare, provided by private insurance companies. It's called a replacement plan. If you're talking to a provider is what we call doctors and hospitals, those that provide medical services. They'll seldom call it an Advantage plan. They will typically call it a replacement plan. Now, these plans are very appealing because they're guaranteed issue, for one thing, which means it doesn't matter if you've got health conditions, prior health conditions. They're not going to deny you coverage. They are typically zero premium. Somebody in here is saying, okay, what's the catch? Zero premium. There's no such thing as free insurance. Why is it zero premium? Well, the government makes a deal with a private insurance company. They say, if you can provide coverage that is equal to or better than what we're providing over here, then we will pay you so much, X number of dollars per capita for each person that you enroll in your plan. And the insurance company says, great, we'll take you up on that. And we'll do even one better. Not only will we provide this coverage up here, but we're going to try to make our plan more attractive than the other guy's plan. So we're going to bundle some extra stuff with it. So typically you see these plans with drug coverage, prescription drug coverage bundled in, C and D together. B for drugs, you can remember that. Also, you'll typically see these plans with dental, vision, and hearing coverage, routine dental, vision, and hearing. Now, it might not be the best dental, vision, hearing coverage, but it makes for good marketing. So they'll bundle that in. You might see them bundle in fitness memberships, all kinds of things. If you've ever seen a Joe Namath commercial or JJ Walker or something, they'll tell you about all the great stuff that you can get on their plan, and it won't cost you a penny. You just got to enroll in their plan. It's zero premium. That's very appealing for some, but you got to know if you go this route that you have to play by their rules. And I'm going to present all of this to you tonight. Okay. I would support you in whatever you want to do because everybody's needs are different, but I'm going to tell you up front, I have a bias. My bias is toward Medicare plans because I think there's some wisdom. This is what my wife and I would do. I talk to people every day that are on these plans one way or another. And I have a substantial bias toward this. These plans are pushed hard because they're very profitable for the producers. That's why you see the TV commercials pushing these. I get people that come to these classes, they're like, Medigap, I've never heard of that before. That's the first time anybody's ever brought that up. Well, the reason they're not bringing it up is because they're going to make 2 or 3 times more enrolling you in an Advantage plan over your lifetime than they are with a Medigap plan, despite the fact that the Medigap plan has a premium associated with it. I'm going to lay it all out for you tonight, and that way you can make informed decisions about what you think is in your best interest. All right, so there's some good reasons why someone would want to get an Advantage plan. One is this right here, maximum out of pocket. Remember, we said there's no cap on this right here. With an Advantage plan, at least they're going to draw the line somewhere. They're going to say, okay, you've spent so much out of pocket, now we're going to take over the rest. These plans come in a variety of flavors. The 2 most common you'll be familiar with, HMOs and PPOs. Everybody know what an HMO is? You got a network of providers. You stay within their network. You go outside the network, you're on your own. You're going to have a primary care physician that's a gatekeeper. That primary care physician is going to give you referrals to specialists. Because that's managed care and it's so closely managed, they have a relatively low maximum out of pocket. This coming year, what I'm seeing right now are a maximum out of pocket in the range of about $4,000 to $6,000 a year. That's not the official numbers, but if you draw a bell curve, that's where you're going to see most of them is in that $4,000 to $6,000 range. Keeps things pretty manageable. If you have a really bad year, that's as bad as it's going to get. PPOs, kind of like HMOs. They've got a network also, but you have the flexibility of going outside the network. Without a referral, you can go get your own doctor. But there's a trade-off, as is the way of insurance, that they'll give you more freedom, but you're going to pay more for that privilege of having more freedom. And typically, you're going to see everything is on 2 tiers. You've got a tier of copayments for in-network, and then you've got a higher tier of copayments for out. If you go out of the network, in fact, a lot of times what you'll see is co-insurance of 40 to 50% of the cost of those services. These will have a higher maximum out of pocket, and typical range for those is going to be in the probably $6,000 to $10,000. They'll have an out of pocket for in-network services. They'll have an out of pocket for out-of-network services. Now, what do we mean by out of pocket? Out of pocket would be, besides your premiums, it would be your deductibles, co-payments, and co-insurance. And those things add up over time. If you're really healthy, you might not be using it very much, and you can coast. But if you're having to utilize it a lot, it's expensive. Let's say I have an earache. Let's just say I have an Advantage plan. I have an ear, and my wife says, "Okay, you need to go get your ear checked." All right, busy. I'll go. It's only going to cost me $20. Might not even cost me anything. See my primary care physician on Monday. I go to the doctor. The doctor says, "I don't see any, but you know what? I'm going to refer you to a specialist over here. And you know what? I'm going to refer you to another specialist over here." And so I go to see. Now I've got 2 copayments for those specialists. And they're a little bit higher. They're like, $30 to $45. So I go to see this specialist. And he checks my ear and he says, "I don't see anything." But sometimes an earache, it's undetectable. We can't detect it otherwise. Might be a sign of a tumor. So I'm going to order some imaging, order an MRI. Now I've got a copayment with this procedure. And this doctor over here, she looks at my ear and she says, "I don't find anything either. It could be an infection. Bacterial infections are pretty easy for us to detect. Viral infections are harder. I'd like to order a blood lab." So she orders a blood lab. Guess what? I've got a copayment with that procedure. And then somebody's got to interpret those things and tell me what to do about it. So every time the carousel goes around, somebody's collecting copayments and my little earache is getting expensive. These, when you go to the doctor, seldom is